We back in this thing. Top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning. Back with a brand new video for y'all. Today, I'm going to let y'all know how to be masculine without being toxic. Because it's a healthy way to be masculine and it's a toxic way. And I'm going to break down both of those, all right? Before I get into it, check out my other YouTube page, Wolf and Pooch. We trying to build that thing, you feel me? If I give you any type of game, if I help you out in any type of way, then subscribe to this G thing, hit that like button, and let's get right, all right? And it might be a couple of noises in the background, but don't mind that, all right? All right, so how to be masculine without being toxic. Well, first, my guys, you got to lead with purpose, not ego, okay? You see, the healthy way to do that is take responsibility, provide directions, and live your life with intention. The toxic way to do this is dominating, controlling, and you always need to be right. See, it's a thin line. It's a thin line, right? You don't always need to be right. You can't control shit, so stop trying. The more you try, the more it's not going to happen, right? Being able to lead with purpose is the way to go. That's why I always say, you got to be intentional with your life. That's where it starts. You got to know what you want out of life, know what you want to do, and go get that shit. Because when you're able to do that, then things happen, right? Things fall into place. And you build your masculinity step by step. A lot of dudes do it the toxic way. Like I just said, they try to be dictators. No, you be the captain of the ship, not a dictator. It's a subtle difference. You don't have to try to control everything, right? Stop. Only God can control shit. And even God don't try to always control shit. He lets shit happen. So what makes you think you can control shit? All right, number 2. Expressing emotion with control, right? So the healthy way to do this would be being able to feel, being able to cry, being able to reflect without feeling ashamed, right? A lot of dudes feel ashamed just because they're expressing vulnerability. It's okay to cry, guys. You're not a robot. Now, here's the thing about that, though. I would cry in private. Don't cry in a group setting, boo-hooing, and everybody looking at you, because then you'll look a little weak. But it's okay to go in private, let that shit out, and then come back in the world and get shit done. Because the more you hold shit in, it's like a balloon filling up with water. Eventually, it's going to pop. Eventually, you going to pop, and then it's going to be all bad. So it's okay to release, right? See, the toxic masculinity, they will bottle things up, right? They will explode in anger because they're not taking the time to regulate their emotions. Remember, real strength is emotional mastery. It's not emotional avoidance, right? It's facing your emotions head on, right? Figuring out, why do I feel this way? Okay, that's cool. Sometimes you may need to sit in that for a little bit. Sit in that emotion for a little bit. And then let that shit pass by. But don't just try to push it to the side, try to avoid it, because down the line, you're going to suffer. Number 3, be assertive, not aggressive, right? The healthy way to do that would be speak clearly, set boundaries, defend yourself, but do it respectfully, right? See, it's all about how you do things. It's not what you do, it's how you do them. Now, the toxic way would be bullying or trying to intimidate people in order to win, right? That's just insecurity. You don't have to bully nobody. For one, bullies get bullied. So the more you try to intimidate or bully, it just shows how you treat yourself as a man, right? You probably bully yourself. You probably talk bad about yourself. You probably intimidate yourself. So you do it to other people because it's just an expression of your insides, right? But instead, like I said, set your boundaries. Speak clearly. Always stick up for yourself. But you ain't got to cuss people out to do it. You ain't got to try to bully people to do it. No, it's a certain way you go about things. It's a healthy way to go about things, all right? Number 4, be protective, not possessive, right? And so, like in relationships, you can offer, or it could be family members, whatever, offer support. You offer safety, right? You stand firm in hard situations. That's the healthy way to be protective. Okay. Now, the toxic way would be getting jealous, trying to control everything. Some men isolate their partner, right? Because isolation is a form of control. So I know a lot of dudes who will isolate their girl away from family, away from friends, so she just depend on him, right? For emotionally, financially, all that. And why do that? Why do that? At that point, you're trying to be a dictator, like I said. You're spending way too much energy trying to control the situation. Trying to control the situation. You can use that energy to build a fucking house, right? Because think how much energy you gotta expend just to try to, oh, what you doing? Where you going? Oh, where you say you're gonna be? Trying to control everything. You gonna mess yourself up mentally trying to do that, right? The greatest form of power and strength is the ability to let things play out, detach from things, right? The power of letting go. That's true strength. All you got to do is be able to adapt and adjust when you do it that way. But when you try to control shit, you're going to always be paranoid. You're going to always be anxious. All right. Number 5, hold standards, but not double standards. Okay. So this could be like a man, he sets expectations for himself and his relationship. So you tell a girl, look, I expect loyalty. I expect trust. I expect this, right? But if you're not doing that yourself, that's toxic. How can you expect that, right? If you're telling a woman, be loyal to me, and you expect her to do that, but you out here just partying, fucking with all these women, this and that, and then you would get mad if she was to talk to another dude. Come on, man. That's double standard. That's double standard. Now, if you gonna be like that, then if you gonna do you, expect her to do her, right? Don't get mad when she start doing her, if that's how you want to play it. But you can't be double standards. You got to set your expectations and live by them, right? That's true masculinity, all right? Do what you say you gonna do. You got to lead yourself first before you can expect somebody else to try to follow you. Okay. Number 6, stay grounded in conflict, right? That's part of being masculine, staying grounded in conflict. Now, the healthy way to do this is listen during disagreements, right? Look for truth, not just to win the discussion or win the argument. You see, a toxic way to go about it would be you just shut down, right? You shut down and you lash out to win. Now what does that sound like? That sound like feminine qualities, right? That's something I expect a woman to do. To shut down, to lash out of anger. That's something a woman would do. But a real man, no, you don't have to do it like that, right? When you have an argument with somebody, let's say you and your girl are having a discussion, y'all having a disagreement. It's not you versus her. No. It's us versus the situation. That's how you got to look at it. Change your perspective. See, a lot of times it's like 1v1. No. It's 2 against 1. Us against the problem. So if you change your perspective, you could change the way you approach it. You could change the way you attack the situation. You can really buckle down and attack it like a real man would, right? And it's a work in progress. Me personally, I've had to work on this, right? Because you have a natural tendency to want to like defend yourself, to want to be right. But no, listen. That's why we got 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen more than you talk, right? And that way you understand what the person talking about, for one, and you understand what they coming from, and then you're able to have a clear head to come up with a solution. Solution mindset is key. Is key. Last but not least, man, real true masculinity is being a mentor and empowering other men, right? See, a real man, you can you can do things for yourself, right? It's easy to be selfish. It's easy to look out for you. But a real man will look out for his tribe, the people around him, his family, his friends, his girl, whatever, his brother, his cousins, you know, especially other guys, though. I always talk about this. It seems like when it comes to other guys, we're so quick to want to compete, when really you should be lifting your fellow brother up, because seeing them win, it doesn't stop you from winning, right? It's not like, oh, if they win, I'm going to lose. No, we all can win, right? We all can win. So you got to take the time to bring people along, check on your boy. It's funny because we'll get our homeboys addicted to drugs. We'll encourage them to go out and cheat. We'll encourage them to do all the wrong things, but we can't encourage them to stay focused, right? We can't encourage our boys to keep pushing. We can't encourage our fellas to be disciplined, have self-control. We can encourage them to do all the bad shit, though. But when it comes to the good shit, we act like we can't encourage. Nah. A healthy masculine man is going to lift up the people around him, going to lift up his brothers, right? That's part of being a leader. Now, the toxic way to go about it is always trying to compete, right? You're always trying to compete. You're always trying to tear others down so you could be on top. It's like crabs in a bucket. That's the toxic way to do this shit. That's a no bueno. You ain't going to never get nowhere, right? You ain't going to never get nowhere. You always lift up your brother, mentor him, guide him, show it. Like, if you made a mistake in life, you should be helping others not make that same mistake as well, right? That's all it is. It's just looking out. I'm gonna leave you with this. Toxicity is rooted in fear, security, and ego, but true masculinity is rooted in love, purpose, strength, and service. Alright? That's real masculinity. That's it for this video, man. If y'all made it this far, I want you to type masculinity, because it's not masculinity that's the problem. It's when toxicity arrives, right? It's the disconnect. A lot of dudes disguise masculinity as being insecure and fearful. That's where the issue lies. But we can always get better. That's what this channel is about. It's about self-improvement for my guys. That's why I'm here. Like, comment, subscribe. To the next video, you already know what it is. It's lit.